Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Thank you very much. And Adeyemi Olalekan, thank you very much, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Uh, Thank you very much. Emmanuel, good morning to you,
So
sir.
tell them to unmute my chat. They always unmute my chat. I don't know to chat anytime they are doing this.
I didn't get that clearly. We want to take that again, sir.
Even though it's time to chat, they need to do my chat. I'm not able to chat. I can only talk like I only able to chat.
Okay, you may have to send it directly and not in the group chat box. All right. Good morning, everyone. Once again, good morning, ladies, gentlemen, traders, Pensky. Thank you very much. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Online, we want to give good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you. I see Brown Akiola. Thank you very much, sir. Good morning to you, sir. Okay, let's get right to it. Good morning once again, everyone. Morning, ladies. Good morning, gentlemen. Traders as well. Good morning to everyone just taking the time out to join us on today's edition of the morning market review, MMR for sure. It's great to have you join us today. As a quick reminder, this forum every day, we get to look at what's going on in the markets, all right, as it concerns fundamentals and technical setups that we have. We also do this with the hope that we'll be able to, from these analysis on a daily basis, Monday through to Friday, we'll be able to pick one or two entries and also trade ideas for today and even for the rest of the week as well. Okay. Um, of course, usually we start with the majors and then from there we start examining other pairs. I have a few, and then we can then go on to drop the ones we are interested in, all right? So that we can check the important key levels together and potential setups for those assets as well, okay? I would also like to add that all of this is also with the hope that when you are facing long enough, you're also able to come up with your own profitable strategies by watching different analysts on a daily basis. You are also able to come up with your own profitable strategies that uh, gives you an edge over the markets. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna head straight to the trading platform. Gonna head straight to the trading platform. So just a second while I bring that up. right, I want to believe you can see my screen. I have the trading platform up, okay, and it's on the USD index, all right. Of course, I like to start from here so that we can understand the direction of the dollar, and then we can relate this to the rest of the major pairs, especially the ones with USD as one of the currencies. So you have pairs like Euro USD, you have Pound USD, you have USD CAD, you have USD JPY. Basically, pairs with USD as one of the currency. All right. If you have been with us on this forum, we'd also uh, you should know that we start from here, USD index, to understand these assets and then relate this to the rest of the assets. All right. So this is USD index. This is the daily time frame. Okay, we'll come back to the daily time frame, but first, let's get to the monthly time frame. Okay. Now, let me also be quick to add that for this monthly time frame, basically we use it for perspectives, or right? We use it for perspectives. We really don't pay much attention to monthly or weekly time frames, especially as day traders or as scalpers, all right? And the simple reason again is because these time frames are so far out that they really don't have much relevance to us as day traders, all right? However, we can as well use them to get some perspectives in the market, especially for uh, overall long-term perspective. Okay. Now, this is what the monthly time frame looks like for the USD index. All right. And then this ascending channel is one that I highlighted multiple times. Okay. Started things sometime in 2011, around April, and then it's been consistent as support, okay, since 2011. All right. So fast forward to uh, here again, supported price middle of 2025. That was June. And then the July candle here, because it's the monthly time frame. So this one candle represents a month. All right. So the July candle finished with a bullish engulfing candle. Okay, finish with a bullish engulfing candle, which in itself is a reversal pattern. And that bullish engulfing candle is also happening occurred at this support level. All right, highlighted with this support trend line. Okay, so that even gives more confirmation that this should get released from the current level. However, even though that's the expectation, of course, price has the final say, and we continue to see trend and trend and pullbacks. It's not going to move in a straight line. That's not typical of price, all right? Even though we have a bullish sentiment here, bullish bias, it's still ideal to wait for or look for the best points of entries, all right, in the same direction as the chart. Okay, so that's where we have on the monthly time frame. All right. So going back to the daily time frame now, back to the daily time frame, this is the same support level. Yeah, the same support level that we saw on the monthly time frame at 96 price level, say here. So I'll take that to the daily time frame now. The same 96 support level. And then from here now, it gave us this move higher, found some resistance at 98.5 here. We got a pullback and then another move higher. Okay, so this is already typical structure of an uptrend. All right, so here we have this low, we have this high, have this higher low, and then higher high. And what we currently have here right now is higher low. And then from this level now, I expect the price to even push higher from that level. Okay, this 98.5 level. However, what would invalidate this would be if we now get it close below 98.5, then it would mean that this has potential for more downside movements, okay, to push even lower below 98.5. All right. The high here, we see that price is now back here, and then it was resistance here. The minute price closed above it, it flips automatically to support. And from this level now, we expect price to continue to push high. Okay. Again, what I also did with this for more confirmation, also applied the Fibonacci tool. It's a fantastic tool to measure retracement, okay, to measure retracement, right? So I dragged from this low to this high to get this retracement level. And you can see that happened right on the 61.8 Fibonacci level. That is this previous trend from this low to this high to measure this pullback, all right? So we'll take that again and then use it to measure this current trends that we now have. Again, from this low to this high to get this pullback level, all right? The same thing that I did for this previous one from this low to this high to get this pullback. I'm going to do the same thing from this low to this high and then this pullback level as well. Okay, so I start that from here, drag all the way to this high. All right, and then for that current trend, price moves from this low to this high. Again, found resistance at the 100 price level. All right, and then now support at 50% Fibonacci level, okay, which is quite significant, all right, which is very significant. So I'm going to make this bolder. Right, that's the 50% Fibo level. So I'm going to take out the Fibo. I already have my level. Okay, I should get the 61.8 level as well. So I'm going to bring it back. While this is 50% level, this is 51.8% level. All right, so now I can take out the figure. Okay, so what this means is that from this current level now, which is the 50% Fibonacci level, we just measured it, all right? I expect price to get bullish from this current level, okay, 50% Fibonacci level, very significant. However, in the event that it breaks below that level, breaks below the 50% level, then I'll be looking towards the 61.8% level for a reversal, all right, for a reversal. That's for the USD index, okay, on the daily time frame, all right, on the daily time frame. So let's go even lower. For our okay, 4 hours, we see this bullish engulfing candle at the same 50% level, okay? From 50% level, again, it's pushed higher than 30 minutes time frame. On 30 minutes time frame, okay, see some consolidation right there, all right? So this is what I'm going to do here. Okay, so this is the 30 minutes time frame. I like to find entries on the 30 minutes time frame so that I can enter as early as possible. My analysis on daily or 4 hours, and then I tune down to 30 minutes for entry opportunity so that it's more precise and it's early. Okay, so on this 30 minutes time frame, number one, I'll be waiting for price to pull back to the 50% level yet again, and then I would expect it to be bullish from there. Or from the current level, we close this above this resistance on this 30 minutes time frame, all right? Then that would signify that the bullish run will continue, all right? Now, don't forget, we started this on the daily time frame. We started this on the daily time frame, and then we see a structure for an uptrend. Here, give us a high from this low point. So let's take this as our point A. Price pushed higher to this resistance at point B, all right? So let's do this. text for right. So this is our point A, and then this is our point B right here. Okay. And then this is our point C. This is me trying to make it more obvious, right? So we have a point A here, point B here, and point C here. So this is our low, this is the high, this is the higher low, okay? So from that higher low, we pushed even higher, give us a higher high, okay? So let's take that as point D, okay? Right, so from the higher high, of course, we also expect price to pull back. It will not continue to push higher in a straight line, right? So we got that pullback, and then it has returned to the previous high at point B, okay? So this is our point E now, which is our point E now. So we have A, B, C, D, E, okay? So this is the low, this is high, this is higher low, this is higher high, this is higher low. So from this higher low, we expect price to push higher to create a name high, okay, for the uptrend to continue, all right? So the structure we currently have here on the daily time frame is that of an uptrend. And in an uptrend, we're looking for opportunities to buy, all right? We're looking for opportunities to buy, all right? Of course, we may not buy directly here, this asset, but we can now relate this to pairs like USD, pounds USD. What that means is that from this current level, we expect the USD index to continue to push higher, okay? Continue to push higher. And what that would mean for pairs like USD is that they will continue to push lower since it has an inverse relationship with the USD index, all right? So an inverse relationship with the USD index. So from this current level, if the USD index continues to push higher, then you can expect Euro USD to go even lower from the current level. All right. So with that, head to Euro USD. Like I said, it's the inverse of the dollar index. And here you also see that we have structure. If you flip, this is the daily time frame. So if you flip this, turn this on its head, you flip this, all right? This is what you would have. Okay. So this started from this resistance all the way to this low, created a lower high, all right? And then a lower low, all right? And then price pulled back to this lower high, which is the same level as this previous support level, all right? So again, while this is typical of an uptrend for the USD index, right? Just like I highlighted earlier, right? If you look at Euro USD, it's opposite, all right? And that's the structure of an downtrend, rather, a downtrend for Euro USD. So it started from this resistance all the way to this support level at 1.16, goes higher to give us a lower high at 1.175, even lower again to create a lower low at 1.14, and then price returns to the previous support level there, which is now resistance. Okay, so from this resistance, we're looking for opportunities to sell, all right, from that resistance at 1.16. Again, what would invalidate this for the euro dollar would be the close back above 1.16, and that would mean that we're going to see Euro USD push even higher the events that it closes above 1.16. Okay, until we see that, the bias remains down. All right, so that's Euro USD. For Euro USD, we're looking for opportunities to sell. I said, looking for opportunities to sell. So I'm going to take out all of this. All right, so let's check it out on 30 minutes. Let's check it out on 30 minutes. Okay. 30 minutes time frame. We also have this consolidation. All right. We also have this consolidation on this 30 minutes time frame. Okay. So here, don't forget, we said that we're looking for opportunities to sell. All right. Looking for opportunities to sell. Why is that? We started on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we see structure for a downtrend, all right? Started from here, resistance, all the way to the support, created a lower high, and then we have a lower low, and yet again, a lower high, all right? So from this level now, if this downtrend will continue, then it's expected to create a new low, all right? Again, I added that what would invalidate this would be a close back above 1.16 resistance, all right? As it is right now, we're looking for opportunities to sell, all right? Opportunities to sell. Right now, if you look at this consolidation, you see how price has been trading between this resistance and support, resistance, back to support, resistance, back to support, resistance, few pips below it right there. And now it's looking like it's getting back to resistance in the midst of this consolidation, right? So it looks like this, that consolidation phase, okay? From resistance to support, all right? Now, so for this asset now, Euro USD on 30 minutes time frame, number one, for me to short this, I need to see price return to this resistance, and then I take myself from there, or a break below the support side, and then I take myself, all right? Number one, it's because of this consolidation that we have here, all right? Don't forget, we started on the daily time frame. Price already it's in a downtrend. All right, we saw it started from resistance, created a low, pulled back to a lower high, gave us a lower low, and currently price is back at a lower high level. Okay, so from that lower high, we look for opportunities to sell. Okay, we're interested in selling from this lower high level. However, if we switch to the 30 minute time frame, we see that price is currently in a range, all right? It's currently ranging between 1.158 and 1.155, all right? So for me to short Euro USD, okay, number one, like I said, I need price to push higher back to this resistance, and then I'll take myself from there, or a break below the support right here, break below that support, and then it will be an opportunity to sell, right? That's what I need to see here in order to trade Euro USD, okay? And don't forget again, because it's the inverse of the dollar index, we started from there, that means that the direction this goes from here would be largely dependent on where the dollar index goes from the current level. So the dollar index will continue to push higher, all right? Especially taking out this resistance at 98.75 thereabout, then you can expect Euro dollar to push lower from the current level, okay? Right, I really do hope we understand that for the Euro dollar. If you have questions around this analysis, please go drop them very quickly. So far, dollar index plus Euro USD, okay? And again, for this Euro USD, if you are a scalper, you like short opportunities, short trades, this will also be an opportunity to long, all right? This will also be an opportunity to buy, all right? To take advantage of that consolidation, trading from resistance to support, from support back to resistance, and on and on. All right, we've seen it happen multiple times. But for me, I would rather wait for price to come to this resistance, and then I take my sell from there, which is in line with the overall direction. Okay, it is in line with the overall direction. Of course, if you're a scalper, you like short opportunities. Of course, why not? You can take advantage of price pushing higher from support, and then expect it to head back to that resistance. Then take sales from there. Okay. I was asking if we have questions around these two assets that we analyzed so far, the dollar index and Euro USD. We get to German index and the US index very soon. Okay, that's for Victor and speaking page that we do. So if you have anyone around Euro dollar or USD index. If not, then we move on to pound USD. We want to pound USD. Oh, okay. Pound USD. All right, for pound USD, of course, this is similar to Euro USD. Okay, this is similar to Euro USD, have a similar pattern. All right, so even for pound USD on the daily time frame, all right, you see that for here we also have the same structure as the Euro dollar. Okay, I'm gonna make these bold so it's more obvious. All right, again from this high at 1.375, price pushed all the way to this support at 1.338, all right? And then from that support, created a lower high, all right? And then a lower low, all right? So from this lower low, for pound USD, we expect to see a lower high, all right? Expect to see a lower high also for pound USD so that price can continue to fall from there. This structure again is typical of a downtrend. We continue to see series of lower highs and lower lows. All right, that's typical of a downtrend. For uptrend, it will be higher lows and higher highs. All right. So far on the daily time frame, we see how that is playing out so far on the daily time frame. Okay, so for pound USD, what I expect to see here will be a push to 1.338 here, all right, and then which also is the previous support here of broken, all right. So ideally, price returns to it to test it as resistance and then falls from that same level. All right. Now that's the expectation. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen just like that. Price has the final say, and then also like to add that we do not get too comfortable with a specific trade plan. All right, as much as possible, we don't get too comfortable with a specific trade plan because all scenarios should be considered equally. Okay, should be considered equally. All right. So again for pound USD, in the events that we now get a close below this level, then that means the bearish move will continue. All right. But for me to trade this, I'll be waiting for a test of this resistance and then I'll take myself from around 1.338 or a break below this support, right? At around 1.325. That's the daily time frame. So let's go to 30 minutes to see what it looks like. Okay. On this 30 minutes time frame, I think we have head and shoulder. Let's see. All right. Okay, so pound USD on the 30 minutes time frame, I see uh head and shoulder right here, right? This is the head, this is the left shoulder, and then we have the right shoulder. Okay, so what this means is that this is 30 minutes time frame. At the end of this 30 minutes, if we get a reversal pattern right here, say bearish engulfing or any other bearish candle from the current level. Okay, that would be my trigger to short pounds USD from this current level, right? From that current level. And what would even make that more convincing is if we now get a close below the neckline of that head and shoulder pattern, right? Which is around 1.3273, 1.3273. All right. Now let me take that again. Started on the daily time frame. Started on the daily time frame, and then on the daily time frame, we see yet again a downtrend structure started from this high all the way to this low, created a lower high and then a lower low. All right. Now, at the end of this lower low, ideally, we expect a lower high yet again. Expect price to come back to retest this as new resistance and then fall from that level. All right. Technically, all right, from a technical point of view. All right. So we take what that means is that if you are a scalper, all right, you are a scalper, you may want to take advantage of that push higher, right? Want to take advantage of that push higher, of course, upon additional layers of confirmations, definitely, all right? But for me, on the 30 minutes time frame, we see head and shoulder pattern right here, all right? This 30 minutes time frame. And then we also highlighted the neckline for that head and shoulder pattern. So, number one, I'll be waiting for price to break below this support so that I can take myself below that support. Or at the end of this 30 minutes, if I have a reversal pattern, right? At the end of this current 30 minutes, okay? If I get a reversal pattern right here, meaning that if this candle closed bearish at the end of this 30 minutes, then we can expect price to push lower from the current level of pounds USD. Okay, I expect price to push lower for pounds USD. Now, because for pounds USD is also one of the currencies, is the core currency here, all right? It's a core currency here. What that means is that uh, the direction in which USD index goes from the current level also determine what we get from the pounds USD. It continues to push higher above that 98.5 level that we highlighted earlier, then that means that this would become bearish as highlighted. And again, what would also invalidate this is if we now get a close back above this trend line resistance on the 30 minutes time frame. If price closes above that, you can expect a push higher for pounds USD, right? Pounds USD. But currently, still looking pretty much bearish, all right? Okay, GE40, where are you? Got it. Okay, so again for the German index, we start on the daily time frame. This is the daily time frame. And then we also see consolidation here, all right, between 24,626 and 23,370. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. I'll take this out as well. Okay, so it's more obvious. Then let's highlight it. All right, so we have consolidation right there between 24,626 and 23,370 for DE30. Sorry, for the German index DE40. All right. Now, you see how price has traded between these resistance and support multiple times, and currently price is now back at that same support. All right, price is back at the same support at 23,370. Okay. So that's the daily time frame. What this means is that on this level, we expect price to push higher. All right, as long as it's inside of this consolidation, right? So we have it from support all the way to resistance, back to support, back to resistance, back to support. To expect this to again return to resistance, all right? Until we see either a close below or a close above resistance, all right? Either a close below or a close above resistance. That's the daily time frame. So we take that now to 30 minutes. Okay, let me take out that shade. And then back to 30 minutes. All right, so 30 minutes time frame. What we need to see here will now be a pullback to, this is the 50 period moving average, all right? This is 50 period moving average. So we now need to see a pullback, and then that would be the entry trigger, all right, upon a pullback, or a close above resistance. Okay. Right, price has hit a resistance here, and you do not want to be buying at resistance. Okay, and that's why we're going to wait for some pullback from the current level, and then we take our buys. All right, this moving average are going to be looking out for it to act as magnet for price and then push higher from the moving average. Or number two, if it takes out this resistance, all right, then I'll be more convinced to take my buy above that resistance, right? Above that resistance. How we got that? Technically, it's basically the same thing, all right? It's basically the same thing for edges, basically the same thing. Demand as the support zone and supply as resistance zone, all right? For edging. Okay, so that's for the German index. For those of us who are interested in that index, I hope you got that. Okay. All right. So we touched on the USD index, Euro USD, Pound USD. I think I have two more for us. USD card, USD card. Right, USD card, USD card. Now for USD card, USD JPY. All right. After USD card, we take USD JPY. Okay. All right. I'm particularly interested in USD card because of these what happened back in 2022 all the way to 2024 right here. All right. Within that time frame, we got this long period of consolidation that lasted 2 years. All right. Eventually, price broke out sometime in October, and then that gave rise to this aggressive move, which gave us about close to 1,000 pips if you measure it. All right, and then price fell back inside of that consolidation. Okay, if you go back to trace that consolidation, it happened between 1.387 resistance and 1.342 support. All right, 1.387 resistance. Say that's the horizontal line. Okay, so now that price is back inside of that consolidation, okay, and then you see how the same 1.387 now acted as resistance for price. Okay, so that found resistance here, and then price pulled back, didn't quite return to this resistance here at 1.374. Okay, so from this current level, all right, from this current level, if you get some bullish confirmations from this current level, then this has potential to push higher from the current level. This here gave us a triple bottom pattern. Just like that. So it gave us a triple bottom pattern, all right, which is a bullish reversal pattern. And you see how price pushed higher from that level. However, found resistance at 1.387. So we got some retracements, all right? We got some retracements right there. We got some retracements. And now price appears to be pushing to the upside from the current level. That's the daily time frame. So we take that to the 30 minutes to see what we have on the 30 minutes time frame. Okay. I'm going to take out this trend line here, then go back to 30 minutes. Right, so on this 30-minute time frame, we also see this consolidation right here. Okay. Right, so you also see this consolidation right here on this 30 minutes time frame. Okay. Currently, price is close to the resistance of that consolidation, which is around 1.3, 1.38. Let's see, 1.38, 1.38. Now it's pretty high. So looking at this look here, I thought we could have approximated. Okay, so we have the consolidation right there, all right? And then, like I said, it's close to the resistance of that consolidation, all right? And we do not want to be buying at resistance, okay? So what we now need to see here is a break above the resistance, and then that would be the buy trigger for me, okay, above that resistance, or a push back to support, and then take buy from there, all right, from this support level. That's what I'll be expecting to see here, all right, so that I take my buy either from the support at around 1.376 or a break above resistance, and then I take my buy above that resistance at around 1.37926, right? That's for USD card, USD card. That's for USD card. All right, so now let's take USD JPY, right? For as far Brown's request, USD JPY. All right. Again, for USD JPY, this is daily time frame. All right, this is daily time frame for USD JPY. It started from this support at around 142. All right, and then price pushed higher from this low, give us a high right there, higher low back here, and then it gave us a new high, okay, and then a pullback, okay, which is almost back at this previous higher low level. All right, so I'm going to take out the trend lines and then do this. Okay. All right. So currently we have option here. Okay. Started from this low, pushed higher, gave us a high, gave us higher low, and then higher high as expected, a pullback. All right. Still quite valid. This is the last higher low level. Okay, so it's still valid. All right. So for this is daily time frame, right? So we head to 30 minutes. We head to 30 minutes. Now for this asset, all right, for this pair, USD is the base currency here. All right, USD is the base currency here. So to be interesting to see the dollar index push higher from the current level for these two to continue to create higher prices. All right. Currently, it is now above the 50 period moving average on the 30 minutes time frame, which also signifies strength. Okay, which also signifies strength. All right. So at the end of these 30 minutes, if it still stays above the 50 period moving average, then that would be the trigger to go long, all right, for USD JPY. That would be the trigger to go long for USD JPY. Okay, Eddie wants us to look at pounds JPY as well, pounds JPY. Before that, pounds AUD2, it's been consolidating, all right? Pounds AUD as well between resistance at 2.1 and support at 2.04. Okay. So from this support level, all right, from this support level, it is still intact as support. We take buys at that support. All right. You see how price has been trading between resistance, back to support, resistance, back to support, and now it's beginning to push higher, all right, above 2.04 support level. That's the daily time frame. We take that to 30 minutes, still on 30 minutes, okay? On support now. Interesting. Right. So this is pounds AUD on the 30 minutes time frame. So this trend right here, support right here as well. And then even here, it's giving us a bullish engulfing candle, right? So we need more confirmations, right? What about now is getting back to the trend line support. If it takes that out, then it may push lower below that trend line support. Okay, below that trend line support. So in order for me to long pounds AUD, I need to see more confirmations. All right, I need to see this trend line act as support. I get some bullish patterns from that trend line, and then that will be my trigger to long. All right, that will be my trigger to buy pounds AUD. It takes out that trend line, it closes below it, then maybe heading lower, right? Heading lower. It takes out that support leg. Okay. Touched on USD JPY, USD card as well, right? Right. So based on the assets we've been able to analyze so far, if you have if there is anyone who would like me to recap, please now would be a good time to put them forward based on the assets we've been able to analyze so far. We have one or two that you'd like me to recap. This will be a good time to put them forward. Okay. pounds JPY, pounds JPY. Again, from the daily time frame. Oh, I see a pack of silver. Interesting. Okay, so for pounds JPY, we have support here, 194.5. Okay, if you look back, you'll see why that is significant. We've seen price at that level multiple times, all right, in the past. Okay, so this is daily time frame. This level acting as support for price is still a few pips away from that level. So we take that to 30 minutes. All right, so on the 30-minute time frame, we're looking at this support. Okay, this here. This right here. That's why I have this horizontal line here. Okay. So for pounds JPY, if we get some bullish confirmations at this current level, okay, we get some bullish confirmations at this current level, right? Then that would be my trigger to long pounds JPY. Okay. We get some bullish confirmations at this current level. We need to wait for that. All right. Or if price takes out this level, then I'll be looking towards 195 level for another buy opportunity. Okay, another buy opportunity. Number one, from this current level, we get a bullish reversal pattern from this current level. Then that will be my trigger to long pounds JPY. Or if we get it close, if eventually price closes below that support, then I'll be looking towards this level as my support level for another buy opportunity. Okay, for another buy opportunity for pounds JPY. Eddie, I hope you got that. For who? Penske. Penske. Okay, so silver on the daily time frame. Initially, we had this consolidation right here. We had this consolidation right here. Okay, and then aggressively and even very convincingly, price pushed above that, then created this high right here. We're still on the daily time frame. We use this as our anchor chart to get the direction. Then we tune down to a lower one for entry opportunity. All right. So on the daily time frame, you see this consolidation phase right here. Price broke above that aggressively, pushed higher to 39.5 resistance, and now price is back at the same this here was resistance right here, right? As soon as price closed above that, it automatically flips to support, and now price is back at that support level. And then we're beginning to see signs of pushing higher from that support level. Okay, so that's daily time frame. So we take that to 30 minutes. Take that to 30 minutes. Okay, So again, we're still looking for opportunities to buy based on the analysis we did on the daily time frame. Okay. So 30 minutes. And what would invalidate that is if we now get a close back below that support at that 6.8, we get a close back below that. That would invalidate the bullish bias that we have. All right. Okay. So what we need to see here to long silver would be some bullish reversal patterns from this current level. Okay. Right. So from this current level now, I expect this moving average to act as magnet for price. So price may return to this moving average, and then I'll be looking to take my buy somewhere around that moving average. Okay. Or a close above this resistance here at 37.456. All right. Plus, if price takes out that resistance, it automatically flips to support, and then I'll take my buy above that resistance, okay? Because it's linked to support. That's for silver, especially for a Penske. That's question for silver, all right? So around this area, we have support. Around this area, we have support. Price may return to the 50-period moving average as support, and then upon additional confirmations of bullish pattern, all right, around the 50-period moving average, then that would be my trigger to long, right, from that level. Or if price decides to push higher from the current level, I'll be waiting for a break above that resistance, all right, so that that level automatically flips to support, and then I'll take my buy above the 7.456, right, for silver chart. Okay, for silver. Hope you got that pencil. Hope you got that for silver chart. All right. This will be a good place to leave it for today. I believe to be a good place to leave it for today. All right. We've been able to touch on a few assets. All right. One that presents almost instant opportunities. All right. For one or two additional confirmations. And then we also have a few ones that will also be watching for our structure to play out so that we can go in for uh, either buy or sell, right? Either buy or sell. For example, if you look at this silver, we're waiting for price to either return to the 50-period moving average to take buy from there or break above that resistance at 37.456, then we take buy above that resistance. We do not want to be buying into a resistance, okay? Ideally, if you wait for price to take out the resistance, maybe we test it as support, and then that would be the trigger to long silver, all right, as an asset. Okay, so this is a good place to be for today. Join us same time tomorrow from 8 a.m. for another edition of our morning market review. Thank you very much for taking the time out to join us today. Look forward to having you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. I wish us a great trading day.